If you're going to implement vSphere, you've got to be able to select the right edition for you and for your company based on your requirements. So what vSphere editions are available? Well, most people are familiar, first off, with simply vSphere Standard Edition. But the primary alternative to that most people associate with the advanced VMware features that they may know and love, and that is vSphere Enterprise Plus. So let's compare and contrast these two different editions of VMware vSphere, starting off with VMware vSphere Standard. VMware describes this as ideal for server consolidation and business continuity, whereas vSphere Enterprise Plus, VMware says, is ideal for companies that need resource management, enhanced application availability, and performance. So let's dig into the features that make up those descriptions. Well, vSphere Standard Edition includes what they call Next-Gen Image Management. This is a brand new vSphere 7 feature that allows you to standardize the image of ESXi that you use across your vSphere infrastructure. So this is great for standardization, it's great for security, and that is in vSphere Standard Edition. So thank you, VMware. It's very cool to include a new feature like that in the Standard Edition. Other vSphere Standard features include the Content Library, which has been around for some time. This allows you to create a library of, for example, ISO images that you can use to create virtual machines across the vSphere infrastructure. vSphere Standard includes vVols, or virtual volumes, a nice storage feature we'll talk about in our vSphere storage course, storage policy-based management that, for example, would allow you to create a storage policy that says that this virtual machine or any virtual machine that has the storage policy assigned must have its virtual disk replicated across multiple nodes, let's say, that make up a vSAN data store. And then there's vMotion and storage vMotion that everyone associates with vSphere, the ability to move running virtual machines from one host to another host with zero downtime. That's vMotion. Storage vMotion is the same, but for virtual disks. And then there's high availability and VMware's fault tolerance for up to 2 vCPUs on a virtual machine. Those features are going to ensure that if a physical ESXi host fails, the virtual machines are brought back up. So these are some of the highlights of the features included in vSphere Standard. Of course, it can be managed by VMware vCenter, and that's how you're going to administer and configure most of these features. vSphere Enterprise Plus, on the other hand, includes all of the features in Standard. And then finally, for business continuity, there is vSphere Replication, which is going to allow you to replicate virtual machines, let's say from one vSphere cluster to another vSphere cluster. So these are some of the highlights of the features included in vSphere Standard Edition. Of course, vSphere Standard can be managed by VMware vCenter, and that's how you're going to administer your vSphere Standard nodes and configure these advanced features. vSphere Enterprise Plus, on the other hand, is going to include all the features of vSphere Standard with a long list of other advanced features. For example, vCenter Server Profiles, which is another brand new feature in vSphere 7 that allows you to import and export vCenter Server configurations via REST APIs. It makes it very easy to standardize the configuration of your vCenter servers and copy vCenter server configurations from one vCenter server to another vCenter server. Then there's vCenter Server Update Planner, another new feature in vSphere 7, which allows you to manage compatibility and interoperability for vCenter Server upgrade scenarios. This is great to ensure that you don't have any problems when you perform upgrades to your vCenter server. Enterprise Plus also includes the vSphere Distributed Switch for advanced networking, host profiles for the standardization of configurations across your ESXi hosts. And then there's the new vSphere Trust Authority, which is another brand new feature of vSphere 7. VTA, as it's known, provides key management across a vSphere cluster and builds an all-new level of security and takes security to a higher level across the vSphere infrastructure. And then we have virtual machine encryption to encrypt your highest security virtual machines. And finally, auto deploy. We'll be covering auto deploy in detail in this course, as it allows you to automatically roll out one or an army of new ESXi hosts. So those are the main differences between the two different most popular vSphere editions, vSphere Standard and vSphere Enterprise Plus. You should also know that vSphere is sold per socket or processor, and it doesn't matter how many cores those processors have. Other than specific features like fault tolerance, the only maximums are based on the configuration maximums for VMware vSphere, which I'll be showing you here in just a little bit from a special VMware website. And finally, support and subscription are required. When you purchase vSphere licenses, you also have to purchase support from VMware and software subscription for when new vSphere upgrades are released. Besides vSphere Standard and vSphere Enterprise Plus, you also have vSphere Robo editions, known as Remote Office editions. There are 3 different vSphere Robo editions: Standard, Advanced, and Enterprise, and they're sold based on virtual machine instead of socket. vCenter is still sold separately as it is with vSphere Standard and Enterprise Plus, and Robo editions include a specific list of advanced features, with the main difference being, again, they're sold in packs of 25 virtual machines instead of being sold based on CPU sockets. And then we have the vSphere Essentials kits. There are 2 of them. There is vSphere Essentials Kit and Essentials Plus Kit. Essentials Plus, as it sounds like it would, comes with advanced features like high availability, vMotion, vShield endpoint, and vSphere replication, with the real difference being with a kit that vCenter server is included. And then finally, for big data and high performance computing, or HPC, VMware announced vSphere Scale-Out licensing. This includes vSphere and a number of advanced features, most of which are from Enterprise Plus, with the main difference with Scale-Out being that it's sold in packs of 8 CPUs. You can find comprehensive information on the VMware editions here at vmware.com/products/vSphere, and it's easy to click on Compare vSphere Editions and Features, which brings up this PDF document for the complete list of vSphere features available in vSphere Standard and vSphere Enterprise Plus. Additional information on other vSphere editions can be found here, where you can compare vSphere Robo editions and vSphere Scale-Out editions. So those are 5 editions of vSphere that you need to know about, and in a moment, I'll talk about 2 other, I would say, bonus editions of vSphere that you should really be aware of as well.